Muir was being dramatically transported 5 hours down the frozen wastes of the M74 and M6 to Birmingham in a UK athletics car last night, but it can hardly be argued her journey was non-essential travel. The 24-year-old, who will vie with some of the greatest athletes in history for a podium place over 3,000 meters at the IAAF World Indoor Athletics Championships in Birmingham this evening, almost found her hopes of a maiden world medal blown off course by the ferocious weather system. Dubbed the Beast from the East, as we all know by now, Muir takes her final year veterinary studies at the University of Glasgow Vet School every bit as seriously as her burgeoning athletics career, having already cost her the chance to participate in his spring's Commonwealth Gold Coast. Yesterday and this nasty wintry storm almost meant sacrificing her shot at silverware over 3,000 meters at Birmingham. Originally scheduled to work a full day on her vet placement then fly from Glasgow Airport to Birmingham in the company of her coach Andy Young at 7:15 p.m. Muir was prevailed upon to ask for a half-day, was granted an early cut and booked on the 3:25 p.m. instead. That was all well and good, until airport bosses reluctantly took the decision on police advice in mid-afternoon that no further aeroplanes would be taking off, and trains weren't an option either, as it weaved its way past a weary line of commuters. Her car was still passing her training base at the Emirates Arena at around 5 p.m. yesterday evening. At least she can afford to give herself a lie-in, with her straight final in the 3,000 meters not scheduled to start until 8:15 p.m. And at least this is the world indoors. It was typical that the 24-year-old was making light of all this. Pictured trudging through the snow to the vet school yesterday morning, and losing herself in her vet notes pretty much as soon as the journey was underway. But one quirk of the affair was that for her friend and 3,000 meters rival Eilish McColgan, her mum, Liz McColgan-Nuttall, had experienced significantly less difficulty flying in from her training base in Doha. So much for home advantage. With it being in the UK, you want that home advantage. Everyone to stay in their home environment, McColgan told Herald Sport yesterday. But no one could have predicted this happening. It is a bit of a freak event, but that is the way it goes, unfortunately. I am sure they have got enough time. Even my mum this morning, we had a little bit of trouble getting down from Manchester. We were quite lucky at the end. She added, the taxis were pretty slow in getting into where I live in Manchester, so we missed our first train. Unfortunately, but thankfully pretty much every other train was cancelled apart from the one into Birmingham, so we ended up being quite lucky. My mum came over from Doha, so it has been a bit of a shock to the system for her, adjusting to this weather. Muir and McColgan, these two Dundee Hawk Hill club mates with such varying running styles, make for an enviable 1-2 punch in the distance events here, with both doubling up in both the 1,500 meters and the 3,000 meters. But that is only part of the story, with no fewer than 9 of the athletes having recorded a faster time over this distance than Muir this year, including elite runners like Jensby Dibaba, Helen Obiri, Saifan Hassan and Constance Klosterhalfen. Competing with people with Laura has been brilliant for me. She has shown that there is no reason to fear other athletes. She goes out there and gets stuck in. I try to take a bit of that attitude in with me, said McColgan. For someone of Laura's capabilities, a 3:55 runner, over 1,500 meters, she is the only 3:55 runner we have ever had. Someone like that should be medaling. She has all the times. It is just the medals she is missing. It is totally different for her going into the race. She has all the expectation and pressure on her to perform, but at the same time she will put that on herself because she is such a quality athlete. Muir's transit to Birmingham pretty much sums up a sporting talent already well on the way to greatness. Already a European champion indoors over 1,500 meters and 3,000 meters. Her small frame and economical running style seems perfect for indoor running. 7th at the Rio Olympics over her favored 1,500 meters. Muir was an agonizing 4th and 6th over 1,500 meters and 5,000 meters at the World Championships in London. But were she to bring home a medal, it would be popular indeed. She's definitely knocking on the door. Everyone in the training group knows she is more than capable, says training partner Gemma Ricci. We would all like to see her get that medal, and we would all celebrate with her because we know how hard she has worked for it. I don't know how she does it. She puts 100% into her athletics and 100% into her vet studies, and she is still smashing both of them. You actually just forget how big she is until you are walking about Glasgow and she is stopping for autographs and selfies. She would do anything to help anyone. She could come back world champ and she'd still be the same.